Welcome back to Grave Hunters. The last time we were exploring Duffy's Cut, we were freezing our you-know-whats off. But now we dig deeper. Deeper into the investigations, deeper into the truth. So let's jump in. Welcome to Grave Hunters.
Our first skeleton was found in March of 2009, about a week after St. Patrick's Day. It was based on ground-penetrating radar research that had been done down here by our geologist, who found what he called a stopping void in the ground, which is this spot where there had been something solid. It sort of dissolves and collapses over time like a human body.
You got to change the density, like in the,
Yeah, like the way that a destroyer might find a submarine by pinning it down. And so, lo and behold, it was actually exactly where he said. And then he found another 6 of them for us down there. So we had 7 skeletons recovered. There's another 50 skeletons down here. And we haven't been able to get to them yet.
Oh, wow.
They're about 20 feet down, according to his image. And it goes around the stone monument, kind of like a U, but it goes farther towards the tracks over in that direction.
So right now we're literally standing, we're not just at the grave site, we're sitting on the graves.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. So to get the story straight, the cholera part, that was probably in the local papers at some point, right?
Yeah.
But the murder part, were you the first to discover that they were actually died of violent crime? I think that's awesome. And nobody knew until 2009.
Yeah. There was dimly remembered folklore here. Okay, there were some stories that there were Irish workers who died here, ghost stories and stuff. But the specifics, the history of it, wasn't until we started investigating. And we started out with that railroad file, and then we hit all the archives. Chester County, State of Pennsylvania for the Canal Commission reports, Canal Commission.
Everything online, possibly.
Yeah, but we went to archives and looked at physical sources. Like we found Philip Duffy's death record in his church where he was buried. We found all of his family buried there.
And so they call this Duffy's Cut. Is this the cut here? What would this have looked like?
You see the hillside that's cut down here? That's the cut.
Okay.
So they literally cut down a hillside to lay real.
And at the time, this was also Duffy's Mill.
So this would have kind of gone straight across on
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's kind of went through. Wow.
Yeah.
So you can see the monumental nature of
That's a
work.
lot of digging.
There's a lot of it.
Philip Duffy did this regularly. He hired Irish laborers who came off of the boat, and he would put them to work on different miles of the railroad. And that's exactly what he did after these guys were murdered.
Literally, there's people beaten to death for being sick.
Yes.
And they'll just know they can get 20 more in, you know.
That was the whole thing about it. They literally would come off the boat and just take them again.
Yep.
They were like, we'll just go get some new guys.
I noticed as soon as we walked up here, I mean, the site looks really good. Obviously, you're not going to have this type of landscaping and like lighting and stuff, you know, just pop out of nowhere. Tell us like how that happened.
This is Amtrak land. Of course, before that, it was the property of the state of Pennsylvania with the Philadelphia and Columbia Railroad. And then the Pennsylvania Railroad that bought it out. This was put in place in 1909 by a guy named Martin Clement, who at that time was the Pennsylvania Railroad Assistant Supervisor for Paoli. He learned about the story from a guy named Patrick Doyle, who had come across graves when he was expanding this line to accommodate larger locomotives around 1870. The burials here underneath the stone monument would have been reburials from down in the valley.
Okay.
Placed here by Patrick Doyle. And this was put in the ground under Martin Clement's tenure as the assistant supervisor for the Pennsylvania Railroad out here, made of the stone blocks that the railroad originally used to fix the tracks to the ground. And so it looks like a little fort or redoubt, but it's put in place by later railroaders, Irish railroaders, to signify the mass grave of the Irish railroad.
Oh, they come back and commemorate their...
This sign was put in by Amtrak workers, they're IBEW workers. And so they took the time to put the sign up, to clean the spot out, and they put this spotlight in here that will keep this illuminated for passengers on the rail line at nighttime, to explain that this is a burial place of Irish immigrant workers from counties Donegal, Tyrone, and Derry, Leitrim, who died of cholera and murder in the summer of 1832.
These are the 4 counties of origin of the laborers who came over on the John Stamp, who died here at Duffy's Cut.
It's a commemoration by a more recent generation of Irish railroaders for the sacrifices made by an earlier generation of Irish railroaders who literally built America.
I don't want to make any assumptions, but you guys must have seen a complete revolution when it comes to the genetic study of things. But it's definitely not free. So maybe talk a little bit about that. Like, how do you get this stuff studied?
We had people tell us, over the years, oh, we can get this done for you. The cost was always sky high.
Yeah.
We've got teeth that we would like to have examined. The teeth are where you get the DNA. You grind up the teeth, you can extract that, and you can compare that DNA with modern samples. So we have 7 skeletons. We have teeth from each of these guys. We want to get this DNA work done, and if people want to help us out, it would be absolutely incredible. National Geographic and Ancestry.com and the public could get involved in this and bring this story full circle.
We know that in the Irish diaspora, there's a great interest in this.
Yeah.
There is a great deal of interest, and the Irish government has expressed an interest in supporting, and they have. They have supported us.
This is a whole new way, I think, of doing history, and I think it's something that could be the cutting edge for a lot of other kinds of studies in the future if we could do this.
The thing is, it's not just recovery, but it's also proper burial.
Yep.
So it's recovery is really our first step in this process, and we hope to do this at other sites, to recover the remains of people who have been buried by history.
It's not just international history, it's our local history. And things the way they are now, you can get involved in ways that were just impossible to get involved, let's say, 20, 30 years ago. Hell, they didn't even know about some of this 20, 30 years ago.
That's true.
This kind of location here signifies the seamy underbelly of the Industrial Revolution. Yeah, it's the kind of stories you don't read in textbooks. With all this technological progress, we've become a superpower, but at a huge price. These guys were all but forgotten. Nobody gave a damn for them when they were here. Nobody gave a thought to them after they died. And it's time to remember who these guys are. The people who built this country.
To tell the story of how America became America.
Thanks for coming along with us. Stories like this remind us that history isn't just in the books. It's waiting to be uncovered, one discovery at a time. If you love uncovering forgotten history, stick with Grave Hunters. Subscribe, and we'll see you on the next investigation. We're just getting started. Have a great summer. Cheers.